What's up? It's your boy Ryan back with the best episode of the Lowlife podcast we've ever recorded. I'm back with my buddy Dan.
Heyo.
El Dano,
Welcome
of
to your
course.
Friday.
And this week we are joined with another New Englander, though he's from tropical area of New England, Junior Burke.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good. You're in Tiverton, right?
Yeah, I recently just moved to Westport, Mass. It's
No shit.
Yeah, it's only right over the border. We're still kind of like circle right all around Fall River area.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So ain't too bad.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah, we were just you were just telling us you were riding bikes around today and it was fucking negative fucking 10 degrees here.
Yeah. I think down here it was maybe 25, 30. You
That's
know,
terrible.
Yikes.
you only get enough, 2 miles in you. But when the bikes are done, it's like you got to get paid, so you got to put it down the road.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Fucking
all.
A.
Yeah, you just got to stick it up. Sometimes I'll like line up 2 or 3 in a row, and then just suit all up and test ride 2 or 3 in a row. Just kind of get it done.
There you go.
So did you move the shop to Mass?
Yeah. I rented my last shop for 5 years. And about 2 years ago, I got an opportunity to purchase a commercial property. The lady is holding the note for me, kind of like no banks involved at all. She lives on the West Coast, but knows my business, grew up in this town. So she kind of gave me the opportunity. Uh, it was a lot. It was 2 years of me, paying a high fucking mortgage because holding the note. That's typically how it goes. There's something in it for them. Basically, they make the interest instead of the bank, and if you fault payments, it goes back to them. So it's kind of like a new age mortgage opportunity for a lot of people that can stand behind what they sign their name up for. But it took me like 2 years, but I put a brand new building up. 1,500 square feet.
Damn.
And yeah, it's wild. To be honest, I mean, I'm living like my life's fucking dream. I never thought I'd own a property at all.
Yeah.
It was not very long ago. I was very much paycheck to paycheck, broke as shit. Always been broke.
hmm
But I sacrificed everything. I fucking spent 20 grand that I did not have to in the learning process of going to the towns and fucking engineers and all of it. I know the amount of stormwater that I'm supposed to push through my property for 100-year storm. I don't need, you know what I mean? I'm a fucking mechanic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, after 2.5 years though of like putting every ounce I have into it, the fucking building actually went up.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, so it's been wild. So this past year, right before like Bike Week was happening, and I was putting that 49 together, I was in the middle of moving my entire life.
Fuck.
Yeah, and because of regulations, I put the new building up residential. To put a commercial building up is $500,000.
What
You
the
know,
fuck?
oh yeah, it's insane. I mean, I spent 13 grand in engineers drawing papers.
Holy shit.
And like when I bid it all off, I had no idea what I was doing. I had like a flathead that's worth 25 grand and a panhead and a car. And I'm like, maybe I can fucking, buy a building that I saw an ad on Facebook for 20 grand for. Well, come to find out, it's not just that,
Right.
at all. I kind of, I don't know, stuck through it. The building's up. It's insane. I just got power in it 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so it's just kind of been a huge storage unit. Right now, I'm in my 2-car garage on the property. So I set this whole place up to work out of too. It was like it was a major year and a half where like everything in my life got put on hold while I tried to pull this off.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
That's quite the undertaking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just this is your first time on the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. It's actually my first podcast ever.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
Yeah,
Popping
yeah,
cherries over
yeah,
here.
yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I was
Hell
excited
yeah,
to be
dude.
an ass.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know we've been meaning to have you on for a long time.
Yeah.
For the listeners here that might not know you, or they're from out of state or whatever, because you're at everything. Any swap meet chopper event that I go to, you're definitely a mainstay. But
Yeah.
back at the beginning, how did you start with the shop? Just start from from inception.
Well, you want to kick it back 10 years earlier, right? When I was 24, I built an ironhead chopper. And at the time I was a flat rate auto mechanic, doing that, trying to make ends meet. I bartended at night, just to kind of push our hobbies, and I was super burnt out on cars, and I got a job with a buddy of mine as a welder. So after a month or two of that, I'm starting to, googly eyes over rigid fucking Harleys. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. Well, I built an Ironhead and I was like, this is it. I fucking loaded up my life. I packed a pickup truck, my toolbox, and I moved to South Carolina because I was like, all right, I want to do this for a living and I can't build a career soundly in motorcycles in New England.
Mm.
So I literally packed up everything and moved to Myrtle Beach. So as soon as I hit there, I was just like immediately immersed into motorcycle culture. In Myrtle Beach, it's off the map because it's a little bit older scene. They're not big on social media, the internet, but Myrtle Beach Bike Week, how long's that been going on?
Mm.
So everyone was like nitty gritty motorcycles every fucking day of their lives, biker. And I started meeting people and getting taught this and that. And after about 7 months in Myrtle Beach, I realized that there wasn't too much economy there. I was bartending again. I rented a little like 10 by 20 storage unit that I was working on my bike out of and a couple other bikes. And I was bartending Suck Bang Blow for
No
Bike
shit.
Week. Oh
Oh.
yeah, yep. Yeah, I know them all super well. Fast forward like 10 years, my family actually moved there. So I haven't even lived in Myrtle Beach in forever, but my parents live outside of it. So it's super cool. I get to go see them on the holidays and see all my old friends.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I was bartending at Suck Bang Blow and I met this dude's son and he had just graduated MMI. And he's upstairs, I'm up at the smoker section taking my break. And he's telling me and Chucky, how he graduated MMI and he's already working at Harley Davidson. He's a mechanic, he's in it, and I'm like, really? That actually happens? He's like, yeah, they help you find a job. So I fucking packed up again. And I moved. This is like 2014, so not 11 years ago. But yeah, I fucking packed up again and I moved to Orlando and I enrolled at MMI. And funny, I'm 35 now. I just started trying to pay off student loans. I'm riding my own coat this whole time. I took the student loans myself. I fucking made the move and figured it all out because really I was chasing that dream of like working on motorcycles for a living. Uh, and then I went to MMI. I actually landed there like 3 months before class started, and I fucking blew third gear out of the bottom of my iron head before fucking class even started, dude. Just like And it's fate, right? I'm fucking on the side of the road with oil pouring out of my fucking bike. And this Jeep Cherokee pulls up and this kid hops out. "Hey man, you need a hand?" And I just give him like the dead fucking stare, like, what are you gonna do to help me right now? Who the fuck? And turns out he's like, "I have two iron heads. I work at the local Harley Davidson. You want to ride to your trailer?" And turns out this kid, Jared Agan is his name, became one of my best friends down there.
Mhm.
He introduced me to everyone in Orlando that fucking had a motorcycle, and it's just crazy how those horrible circumstances in this world will almost like bring, the shit together,
Yeah.
you
The road
know.
provides.
The road provides. So he gave me a number to a guy. I went and bothered him. Before I knew it, I was working for the only independent shop in Orlando before I even started MMI.
No shit.
Yeah, the guy, old Joe Moyne, Moyne Cycle Warehouse, it's called. He said, "Can you weld? All right, get under there and weld that Cadillac. My sister blew the steering rack out of it again. I don't want to fucking pay to fix it." So he put in and after that, he says, "All right, take your iron head motor apart," and gave me another job. What I did was I had just put this transmission in my iron head and I didn't fucking know anything. And what had actually happened is I blew up the counter shaft bearing.
Mm.
Now I didn't know. I just fucking went on eBay, found a tranny for $200, figured out how to put it in, and then kept riding. And what he found is that I oblonged the case for the counter shaft bearing. So he split them. He fucking welded up all the little pieces that I blew out of the bottom,
Mm.
re-welded the counter shaft hole, had me glue it back together, and I was just astonished, you know?
Wow.
And, yeah, it was really cool. Everyone at school, all the teachers knew I worked for Joe, so they were kinda really hard on me in the right places and easy on me in others,
Hmm.
but MMI, only 10% of their graduating class works in the motorcycle field after school.
Wow.
10%, and a graduating class is about 150 a year.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
pretty
A
low.
year.
That's
That's
fucking
wow.
Yeah,
low, dude.
it's pretty
Yeah.
low numbers. It
Damn.
really is. Once they get weeded out, through Harley and they split all up.
Hmm.
Uh, so they kinda knew, that I was into it. I had met Jared, so I knew some of the instructors outside of school. And for a while, a year and a half, I lived in a warehouse in Orlando while I went to MMI. Like
Mm.
straight up lived in a fucking warehouse. My living room was in the shop. My tool bench was fucking right here. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that was a trip. I had a roommate. He worked at Harley. There was two bathrooms when we rented the place. So my dad and he's always been hands on everything. He ripped the toilet out and we built a little shower. And we had a bathroom and shower in a warehouse. I didn't have hot
Nice.
water. Yeah, I didn't have hot water. I didn't fucking have a kitchen, but Texas Fried Chicken delivers till 4 a.m. in Orlando. You know what I mean? Like,
Shit.
I definitely took, you know, 10 years off my life that year. you know, for sure. And like, I
uh,
think I worked on every fucking Sportster in Orlando. Like everyone our age then had a Sportster.
mm.
And I was working on anything and everything for anyone, you know, couple bucks here and there, if that, whatever. I just wanted to dive in.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's
kinda
So,
wild.
I was gonna ask about the MMI thing because I actually
yeah.
knew a couple of dudes when I was living out in Arizona. Because there's one out in Arizona, there's one in Florida. There's one up east too, isn't there? One in, like, Mass now?
So that's MTTI.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little
But
different than MMI.
yeah.
Yeah, MMI, there's one in Phoenix and Orlando.
But the education that you get there, I mean, is it worth the money?
There's all different ends of the spectrum. I was like a full-fledged mechanic when I went there. So I was really grasping the concepts of motorcycle stuff. I wasn't trying to learn wrenches and nuts, you know?
Mm.
And I do
Right.
know a few people that were successful in really being determined and worked at Harley after, and with going to MMI having almost no knowledge. You
Mm.
know, so it's one of those things, it's what you put in, you get out. To turn wrenches and like be a mechanic like every day, it can be habitualized and learned, but a lot of us don't fucking have any idea what else to do. That's all we know. Just take fucking shit apart.
Mhm.
So like if you are like that and you're mechanically inclined, you go to a school like that, it's definitely gonna, perpetuate you in whatever way you want to go.
Hell yeah.
For sure. The fact that I have $40,000 on my credit isn't the coolest thing this day and age.
Yeah.
But it could be 100, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It
Sure
could be a
could.
100.
Just hold out long enough and someone will forgive it.
Yeah, well,
Just wait till
that's
the right president gets in and just forgives it
w-
all.
like that's the scariest part. Like I said, I just started paying some of it off, and I'm like, do I want to give this money up? Is there any fucking chance that's gonna happen?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like curve into adulthood, if you would.
That sucks, man.
Even well, even so when I graduated MMI, right, my driving record was so fucking bad my whole life. Like bad. I mean, I was a Volkswagen fucking nerd.
Mm.
So you see me buying flip Harleys. I had like 60 fucking Volkswagens before I was
Shit.
23. Like I was 17 years old and I told my dad, "Hey, I'm driving to New York City to trade this Jetta for a GTI." And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Are you serious?" I kind of always just did what I wanted, So like right from there, and that was off of a forum, back in the forum days.
Mm.
And I was just right from there. I just started working on stuff and peddling it.
Mm.
But I'm the only mechanic in my family. My dad never had a fucking toolbox. Carpenter, for sure, plumber, any of that stuff. But everything was kind of I had to like sacrifice and work multiple jobs to be able to get into the shit I wanted to get into.
Mhm.
So it's tough, especially nowadays.
Were
Yeah, man.
VWs cheap back then? Because they're pretty expensive nowadays.
Well, I tell my brother he's got a Mark III out back that he can't fucking give away.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did it all. Crack pipe, timing chains, clutch, fucking, you know what I mean? The whole
Mm.
deal, and like people they don't even want them. But
I'm
yeah,
Shit.
back
actually
then,
picking up a
2 grand.
dune buggy.
What?
That's
Yeah.
cool. Little air cooled
It was
motor.
a family member passed away, and I was at Thanksgiving, and his daughter was like, "Hey, you like things?
Mhm.
Do you want his dune buggy? It's like his pride and joy. It's all restored, ready to go. I just got to figure out how to get it from Rhode
Oh.
Island up here."
No
Oh,
shit.
that's in Rhode Island?
Yeah,
Oh, all
Pawtucket,
right. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. That ain't too bad. U-Haul trailers, fucking
dude.
$65.
They're fucking cheap. I couldn't believe it. I was
Yep.
because everything's so fucking expensive nowadays. Like, got a crack on the old Subaru windshield, and I was like, "Oh, what's that going to be like? 200-300 bucks to get that replaced, dude? $1,100.
What the fuck?
Can you believe that on a
Ugh.
fucking Subaru? It's not a Maybach, dude.
Yeah, huh? Dude,
What the fuck?
insane.
So I'm just driving with the crack. There's no inspections in New Hampshire come
In New
January, so
Hampshire,
we're gonna
yeah.
see how far this goes.
Well, I think each of my windshields have had a crack for years.
Yeah, but a fucking dude, I was like, for the U-Haul trailer for a car, I was like, dude, this could be like $500, $600, and it'll probably surprise me. It'd be 800. But yeah, dude, it's like $100, I think it is.
Oh, it's even less. I use them fucking all the time. I have a trailer and I go use a U-Haul.
That's awesome.
Yeah, rather than the tires and things
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
sketchy. Yeah, but I was gonna mention earlier how my driving record, right, was so
Mm.
bad, and I moved across the country. I went to MMI. I graduated top of my class. Everyone there knew what's up. The other instructors were actually feeding me students' numbers because they knew I was working on the bikes, and there was like a whole clause down there. Instructors couldn't work on kids' bikes. They couldn't
Mm.
help out for liability and stuff. But I finally graduated, and sure enough, Ocean State Harley is hiring. Now that was a dream of mine, to work there one day. I always wanted to come back to New England because I love New England. I really do. And the plan was to kind of get my feet set. So I graduate MMI and I apply to Rhode Island. They like initially hire me right off the rip. And then they say, "We're sorry. Insurance won't cover you. Your driving record is too bad."
Mm.
So every fucking thing I had worked for and done, I'm like, well, thank God I went to MMI. I'm not even fucking hireable, you
Mm.
know? So I started pounding the pavement. I worked for this shop called Wild Hogs next to my house, and it was like a scooter shop that had used bikes. So I worked on all the Honda Shadows, and I was working in my garage, and I was working for this co-op in Orlando called Standard Motorcycle Company, and it was owned by Jason Paul Michaels. He used to be one of the Dime City guys. You remember that way back in the
Oh
day?
yeah.
They did like
Mm.
V-Star bobbers and cafe racers.
Yeah.
So it was super cool that they were like coming to Orlando kind of at the time. And it was actually all like right around this time EasyCo started getting pretty big, and there was like a scene developing in New England. And I'm like, what the fuck? I left because there was nothing, you
Mm.
know? But I'm starting to watch things develop here, and it was super cool. Um, and I ended up getting a job offer shortly after for this Harley dealership in Illinois. And basically they said, we need someone that can work on anything and doesn't have any restrictions. We don't care about the insurance. We'll fucking pay it, whatever. And this dealership hired me. They paid us like a few months of rent up front. They paid for us to move. And my best friend and I loaded up again my whole life and moved to a town in fucking bumfuck Illinois that I had never been to once before.
No
Like,
shit.
yeah, like my first time in the town was when I was rolling in the fucking U-Haul truck.
Where
You
in
know,
Illinois?
Quincy, Illinois, it's called. It's like an hour north of St. Louis.
Oh, no shit.
Um,
I lived
yeah.
outside of St. Louis for a long time in
Did
Illinois. I
you?
lived in Belleville. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. We used
Yeah.
to go through Belleville going in.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Shithole.
it was a definitely an interesting experience for
Mm.
sure. We were brought to a dealership that hadn't made money in like 5 years. And
Damn.
they basically moved two mechanics up from Florida to try and turn the place around, you know?
Mm.
So that was wild. I was there for about 4 or 5 years. While there, I was the last word with my best friend, which was super scary because I didn't know a fucking road king from a street king to a fucking I didn't know anything. I didn't, I worked
Yeah.
with Joe while I was going to MMI, but we were like fixing crashed Evos and Sportsters, and he did teach me how to do motors and all that shit. His dad owned a shop, and he had every size bearing sitting there, so you would just fit each bearing. No
Mm.
measurements, no nothing. You put it in the cage and put it in until it doesn't drop in.
No kidding.
And yeah, but yeah, I made it to outside of St. Louis for a few years, and I actually got master certified there, which is pretty cool. I've talked about it with like Pat before, Chicken Rick, and it's kind of we're outside of the world of like MMI up here. Down in Florida, it's a lot more common knowledge, the motorcycle industry, so to speak.
Mm.
So when you graduate MMI, you graduate with like a staff certification, which means you're now hireable by a dealership,
Mm.
whether it's Harley or Honda or Yamaha. So from there, if you get hired at a dealership, you're staff level. You do good enough, they decide to send you for more certifications to Milwaukee. You can go for 2 classes and then you get your tech certification. After that, they can send you to 2 more classes and you get expert technician and then advanced tech and then expert and then master. So
Damn.
I was sent to Milwaukee 11 times.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 11 times. Like, it was fucking crazy. I had a credit card in my pocket that said Harley Davidson, per diem. Fucking, they flew us there, drove us there, whatever. But it was like one of the craziest experiences of my life for sure.
That's a
That's
fucking good
awesome.
gig, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was unreal. I mean, walking around in HDU,
Yeah.
like the fucking brick walls, the motherland,
Mm,
it was fucking pure ludicrous. To this day, I can't even believe that I was able to do it.
that's
And
awesome.
after like reaching master level there and, living the dealership life, I was lucky that dealership was like mom and pop owned and had been there forever, so like I got tattooed in my work area when we had a fucking work party once. Like it was not like flagship dealers. So I
Yeah.
kind of had it made there. Uh At a certain point, though, I saw an opportunity to move home. Yeah, I had a fucking FXR and a Panhead, and I'm like, I can sell both of these and fucking move home. So I started putting feelers out. I had a job interview with Chop Ahead, Precision Harley, and Ocean State Harley, and I actually had job offers at all three.
Oh
Fucking
shit.
A.
So yeah, so I made a plan. I sold my bikes and I fucking moved back to New England. So it was a crazy run. For a while, I kinda wanted to go to Milwaukee and work
Mm,
at HDU,
mhm.
but decided to come on back and now we've been rocking. You
Hell yeah,
know, I
man.
I was at Chop Ahead for like a year or so,
Oh, you actually
which was
did work there.
yeah, 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 I worked at Chop Ahead for a year, which was cool. I took the job before I moved, and I moved home and started working there and just went right back to fixing bikes every day. And in my town in Tiverton here, I met an old timer, Henry Tebow, Rat Racing. Him and his son are like world renowned hill climbers. Henry has been building drag race fucking Harley motors for 30 years, you know.
No shit.
And he's the shop in town that like you're only getting in there if you know him or a friend or.
Mhm.
And I was helping him out at night and on weekends because he knew he could just give me a bike. Oh, this guy wants cams or this guy wants a rear rocker box fixed or anything.
Mhm.
So after a few months of helping Henry out, he told me, hey, Junior, I'm retiring. I'm 70. I'm still gonna be in my garage every day because, like we talked about, some of us don't know what else to do.
Mm.
But he said, if you want to get a business card and start doing it yourself, you're more than welcome. You can use my shop. I'll hand it out to every customer I have.
Wow.
And I'm not exactly the type to like do that while working for someone. So I had like a major decision to come up with and figure out. So over a month or two, I ended up telling truth and I gave him my couple months notice. I finished out the season with him. We worked on every bike we kind of had outstanding. And I actually, once I got my shop and started, I was still going up there 2 days a week just to keep the flow of everything kind of rolling.
Mhm.
But it was a really great opportunity, an easy transition.
Mm.
To have Henry's backing in town, it kind of gave all the locals the okay to give me a call.
Sure.
And I have tons of customers that have followed me for the years from where I grew up. I'm from Southern Rhode Island originally.
Okay.
So even here in Tiverton, Westport, I mean, this is all uncharted territory for me,
Mm.
you know. But yeah. So I decided to start looking into it. I scored a business loan for 20 grand with
Nice.
no savings or nothing. I borrowed 20 grand and I started the shop, marketplaced everything. Obviously I had two toolboxes, two lifts, a welder. I always had, I mean, when I was in Illinois working at the dealership, I was the caretaker for this dude's antique Harley estate out there as well. It was a little fucking wild. But, we've had like WLAs in the home garage getting worked on for years and years.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but it's been nothing short of amazing. I mean, it comes with its difficulties for sure.
No shit.
Mm.
You know.
So you were working at Chop Ahead until you had this opportunity pop up, and then you had to make a decision if you wanted to strike out on your own.
Yeah, pretty much. I went
Tough.
on Craigslist and there was a commercial unit for rent a mile and a half from my house. So I'm like, wow, I need to at least go look at this.
Mm.
You
What year
know,
was this that you how long
2020,
2020, okay.
yep, which is crazy, right?
Mm.
Yeah, and I was under the table at Chop Ahead, so there was no COVID money coming to me. There was
Mm.
no nothing. However, like at Chop Ahead, like we got busier when COVID hit.
Mm.
We worked every day. There was no lapse in anything like that. So yeah, I basically for a season rode my bike to the ocean and stared at the water every night. Fucking
Shit.
deciding if I had the balls. You know what I mean?
It's funny though because I was talking to Truth right before this. I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
gotta go. I'm interviewing Junior Burke." I had no idea you worked at Chop Ahead.
Yeah, yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, we did about a season, or so, and it went really good. I mean, all the customers were pretty happy, being there every day. It was cool. It was super laid back,
Mm.
Yep.
you know.
Really cool shop.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, 2020, it's kind of hit the ground running. I mean, I had bikes coming in to get worked on before I even had anything set up. It was a bare concrete floor, you know, and yeah, it's crazy now to look back. I mean,
Dude,
20 grand.
that's the craziest year of our lifetime, right? 2020?
Yeah.
Had to
Oh,
be,
fuck.
right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. I think, and I think it was September, October. So when I officially kind of moved into the shop.
Mm.
And, just as any of us would do, right? I spent a couple grand on tools. I put, 6 or 7 grand aside to pay rent for the next 6 months and my rent at my house. And I went and bought a generator shovel head.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So,
Of
but
Treat
course.
that,
yourself.
but yeah, but then we'll built a bike, flipped it, and had more money to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And it's definitely crazy. I mean, there's still to this day there's no security net
Mm.
other than knowing my own, finances and know what work's coming in. I mean, winters get so tight, it's crazy.
Speaking
Mm.
of generator shovels, though, it's funny because the one that I bought, as soon as I bought it, you hit me up and you were like, "Did you get that from
Yeah.
this posting?" Because you were looking at it too.
Yeah, the green frame, right?
A purple.
Purple
Purple, yeah.
frame, sick.
Yeah.
Stick, dude. Yes. Yeah, that's killer. That thing's coming along good too. Rigid now, right? Got another frame for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got a frame. It's coming along. I actually just welded up, or I started welding up some handlebars, and then I, after I got everything welded, I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't measure anything right." But it's already welded. Now I'm cutting stuff. I'm like, I'll fucking deal with that tomorrow. But
And once I pull out the measuring tape, it gets even more funky.
Yeah.
yeah,
You
dude.
know?
Sometimes I pull out like these measuring things, and it gets more confusing for me. So I revert back to the micrometer, and I'm just like, that
Yeah.
looks close enough, and maybe cut
Yeah.
it a little long and just grind it down, you know?
I'm big on that. I'm kind of funny in that when it comes to like fab stuff, I'm kind of like a caveman. You know, like I love a MIG welder. Don't grind nothing, just leave it. Fucking weld it good enough, leave it there. That's how they would have done it in the '60s, right?
Yeah, for
Stronger
You
that
sure.
know,
way. Yeah, you don't wanna grind
you
down your
know,
welds.
and right, you just fucking stick it and go.
Yeah,
You know,
for
yeah.
sure.
So definitely, yeah, definitely wild. I have friends that would come by and be like, "Man, look at this fucking building. It's built entirely on panheads." I'm like, "That's it's
Yeah, so
crazy."
how did, like, from 2020 till now, like, how did the business evolve? Like, what kinda like, I assume when you first start, you're just like, "I will take any work coming in," right? But
Yeah,
as you grow.
I've always held true to Harleys only. That was a
Okay.
big thing, you know, when I moved south initially, I knew I couldn't fucking build choppers and make a living. You know, I built an iron head. I'm like, this is sick, but like something needs to supplement this. So that's where like kind of MMI came through in the dealership because I knew I was going to have to be able to work on all of them, you know, if I wanted to do it. Uh, so, and that's what we did right through. You know, like when I was being trained and got my master tech, that was on M8s. You
Oh,
know,
no
so
kidding.
yeah, yep, that was the first year. 2017 is when I started the master training, and that was the first year M8s came out. You know, so I'm like, I'm very verse on up to current year.
Mm,
You know, so we've always taken in anything. Um, Even as the economy has changed a lot, though, my business has changed immensely. For 2.5 years, I had two full-time mechanics every day.
wow.
Yeah,
Fuck.
working with me. Like we were fucking jamming, and it was kind of coming out of COVID money.
Mm,
Say one year I did 35 motors back then. Now I'm doing like 10 or 12.
mm,
You know, so I mean, a motorcycle shop to have two full-time guys is a lot.
Mhm.
yeah.
Uh, but I never would ever tell them, "Oh, hey, we're not working today." You know, both of them have families,
Mm,
and if I don't have the money here for them, then they should find another job. You
yeah.
Mhm.
know, and it was like a year and a half ago, maybe like as we start looking at the presidential election, everything kind of plateaus and people hold their money, stocks change, the business changed a lot. So I had to lay off one of my guys.
Mm,
Fortunately, I got him a job next door with the auto body guy. He's fucking making more money there and learning more, you know.
good. Yeah,
So he didn't miss a day of work, which was cool.
that's awesome.
However, I didn't really have any time to plan for the change. I saw the opportunity and I saw the money running out. So I knew I was gonna have to do something. So there was a little bit of like figuring it out after, you know, how much work can come in, how much time, you know. So it's changed a lot. When I had two guys full time, I'm thinking for three people every day.
Mm,
You know, I got to have something for them to do every day, both of them. And it doesn't have to exactly be making money, but it has to be moving the shop in a forward direction,
right.
you know? So it's been a lot of changes for sure.
Mm.
I actually let one of my other mechanic go about 5 or 6 months ago. You know, just certain things, reliability was falling off, and you know, and in the busy season, I mean, I had 10 bikes dropped off 1 week
Mm,
because I told them I have the time to get them done next week. You know,
right.
and I don't work well with like pressure. And like if a bike gets dropped off here, I'm working on it within 5 days.
Mm,
You know, stuff doesn't sit around. It doesn't wait.
right.
I can't look at it. I don't like people waiting on it, you know. That all
Yeah.
kind of goes with like having a good reputation and name, you know. And
For sure.
and you have to leave room for the ones that are motherfuckers and are going to sit there at your shop for 6 months because you just don't have the time or the ability or can figure it out.
Right.
Like, hats off to anyone that's a mechanic because, you have to critically think every single day and make decisions that you don't know if there's a paycheck at the end of it. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's definitely tough.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And
I
you never
can't
know
imagine
what you're
doing
getting
the.
into. You crack something open and you're like,
Yeah.
it could be a
Yeah.
fucking catastrophe in there. And it's like,
Yep.
that's the thing about like the business with the bikes too, is like being able to like give someone like a quote kind of, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I think it's going to be around this much, but then you don't know what you're getting into until you open it up,
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely kind of hurt myself more than anything else in that world. I kind of keep like my jobs pretty straightforward. Like inner primary leak on an Evo or twin cam. It's the same job basically. It's 650. Period. And it just has to be that for anyone that calls. Some of them might need
Mhm.
a little without any like, extenuating circumstances that are outlandish, they kind of have to fall in the same realm.
Yeah.
I've been at shops where they charge for every hour the mechanic worked on it, but you can't do that. You just
Yeah.
can't. Who's the mechanic? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what are you paying them to figure out how to do this job? You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is totally fine for someone to figure out how to do something right. Everything should be,
Mhm.
but the shop still charges 3.5 hours for that inner primary leak,
Right.
So, and I've kind of always just felt like if you hold steadfast to that, it kind of, works its way out in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, the new stuff, twin cams and M8s, dude, it's like routine. Anything.
Hmm.
Putting cams in a twin cam or pistons and cylinders, even a transmission, it's like it's routine stuff.
Huh.
The older shit like shovel heads and pan heads, all of those always take so much more time.
Mm.
And it keeps you sharp because you have to be paying attention to every little fucking thing. You know, every
Mm.
little thing. Because all those parts don't fit together the right way,
Right. Scalped from 4 or 5 different bikes.
But yeah, over
Um.
the years.
Well, yeah. How many of us idiots have touched it? You know what I mean? Since the '60s. So
I've
Yep.
ruined some bikes
Yep.
in
you
my
never know.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
absolutely.
For the M8 stuff specifically, do you have like? Did you have to get some sort of like software or something to work on that shit to get by any of the electrical
Well,
stuff? Or you just stay
you know
away from
what's
that?
what's funny? With all the time I spent in the dealership, every sensor on a motorcycle and for a car for that matter, fuel injection stuff with sensors, they
Hmm.
all kind of have their own symptoms. So if you're around them enough, you see them enough, you kind of know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare that you get that weird of something happening in a newer bike. I haven't had to yet, which is pretty wild.
Mm.
Get software or anything, but there is one available. It's called Techno Research,
Okay.
and you can plug in and change your amplifier settings. When you add an amplifier in a newer bike, you have to tell the BCM that it's there. Or say you take like your rear light bar off and you put the bag, you got to tell the BCM.
Okay.
So that Techno Research can do things like that.
Okay.
Um, but it can get, I mean, really, really cool, honestly. Like if you're at a Harley dealer
Hmm.
and you have a digital tech that you can plug into, I mean, you can figure out everything going on a motorcycle within 20 minutes.
Mm.
Shit.
Yeah, it's really cool. M8s haven't really had their major issues on software.
Mm.
It all kind of tells, it has its tells, I guess you could say,
Gotcha.
you know. Yeah, so I haven't had to yet. We did build a 132 M8 this year. That was fucking pretty wild.
Holy shit! Is that a kit?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. SNS power
Damn!
package. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 146 horsepower, 158 foot-pounds of torque.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, and a lowrider ST. Wild.
That's fucking sick, dude.
And
Damn,
like,
that's killer.
you know, for us, like around here, there's nowhere you can use that. But but where I lived in Illinois, which you know
Mm.
if you lived outside of St. Louis,
Yeah, man.
dude, I had customers out there that would come in, Junior, everything's great, but I need you to take this bike for a ride. It's got a fucking death wobble at 90. It goes away at
Mm.
100, but at 90, it's got a death wobble, you know? But
Yeah,
that's because that's how they ride out there. Like they
because
will
it's
do
just
all,
endless.
there's nothing.
Fucking corn stalks and
Yes.
cornfields forever. Just
Yes.
endless roads.
I've never seen so far in my life.
Mm. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, they'll do 100 for 35 minutes straight. So living out there, the big motors, I can see, the
Yeah,
appeal. Around here,
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
you're going real fast, just fucking stop at a red light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's really cool to see all of the different kind of, like you're saying, you're just into bikes. Like you're into working on stunt guy shit. You do choppers. You do all sorts of shit, man. It's fucking
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's definitely really cool. I've always just wanted to say anything and everything Harley.
Mm.
I'll tell people, what do you work on? If it says Harley on the side,
Mm.
and I take immense pride in that. Like every procedure I've learned on these bikes are from Milwaukee or the
Mm.
service manual, or every single thing is, as correct as to Harley would want as you can get it.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's definitely huge. I mean, the people I met up there was crazy.
I
Well,
bet.
the decision to do Harley only, is that just because you like Harleys better? Is it because that's kind of where your focus was, or is there no money in in Hondas and shit?
Well, it's crazy. So the property I'm at now is right on a main road. It's right on Route 6. And when it's nice out, there's hundreds of motorcycles that fly by. And
Mm.
I've already realized, if I were to get someone that specialized in metric, and was able to take those in, there's a lot of money to be made there because there's so many more.
Right.
But for me, the passion, it's always where the passion lies, and like truthfully, that's straight choppers.
Mm.
Like there's nothing like I love building motors. I love working on bikes, but like grinding a frame for 3 hours is like, what's up? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude.
Like, yeah, like that's the art. That's what it's all for, you know?
Hell yeah.
But because like for a while, I thought a dealership was the only way to hold a career, an upstanding career in motorcycles. So I just streamlined, focused everything Harley. I built my first two-stroke motor the other night. That was fucking pretty cool.
Oh
That's sick.
shit.
Yeah, I got into dirt bikes this last year for the first time ever.
Nice.
I wasn't allowed on anything with a motor growing up. No way.
Yeah.
I
Me
actually
either.
I didn't even ride a motorcycle till I was 21 years old.
Yeah, dude.
Not
Yeah,
at
I think
all.
all of
I
us
was
have
like
that story.
28.
Yeah, were
Missed
you?
out on a
Yeah.
lot of fucking time, but it
Yep.
probably kept me alive.
I feel the exact same way. Like
Yep.
if I was on dirt bikes back then when I was jumping off my parents' roof on a snowboard, it'd be fucking pretty fucked up, for
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah, but it
Yep.
has been cool, having my own shop and business to be able to venture in different areas whenever I kind of want to. I do a lot of cars, and,
Mm.
and that's a nice switch up for me. Working on bikes and bikes and bikes, and be able to get into an old hot rod
Hell
and
yeah.
work on that a little bit. But it's like, nothing I have or you see is ever really for keeps.
Mm.
It's all for the the investment of the business and everything.
Right.
I build a car, I know that when it's its nicest, I gotta get cash out of it,
Mm.
Yeah.
you know? But
That's a
that's
great
totally
point.
fine.
It's like one of those, and Dan, you've mentioned this before, like, you get a panhead, you get, like, a Jenny shovel, that's 20-25 grand that you can just like, guys like us can't access that kinda wealth unless you build
100%.
something cool, you know?
Yep.
100%. I got a buddy, he posted this clip the other day. It was someone talking, and he just said, "Man, y'all just suck at being poor.
Yeah.
You gotta be good at being poor if you want cool stuff. If you
Hmm.
want cool stuff, you gotta get shit stuff and make it not shit." You
Hmm.
know? And it was really funny, hearing someone put it out like that, you
Yeah.
know?
It's perfect.
But you gotta be able to risk it and dedicate and bet on yourself, at
Hmm.
the end of the day, Um, I got to this point and so good at fixing bikes and flipping bikes and all of that because I had to after work. You
Mm.
gotta work all day, even when I was just bartending. You gotta work and work, and that's not enough to fucking build a chopper. You know what I mean? None of us can just fucking build a panhead or a Jenny shovel. It's crazy.
Hmm.
You see people on all the new bikes, they sign their name and make a monthly payment. We're paying with choppers. You got to have that cash up front.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
got to put that cash out and be ready and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll hand this 4 grand over and maybe not ride a bike till next year.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
part of
like,
the excitement though, too. It's
oh, it really is.
like, you're just like, "I can't believe all the potential that I have now," sitting in my
Right.
garage,
I
and,
totally agree.
like, I love riding shops and shit, but, like, I really, really love building them, and I really love
Mm.
thinking about them. That's the best part. That's the only reason that it's -10 today and I'm not fucking swinging from a ceiling fan, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Break a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I was building like my first panhead ever, and there was some bullshit on the news about, China bombing America or some bullshit was on the news, and all I could think was, man, if they fucking nuke us before I finish this panhead, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, for real.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
So I
that would
ripped
suck.
the
That would suck to have to, like
oh,
they go clean out your garage after you're dead and then just, like, an unfinished bike, like, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
no, what the fuck? No, but you're right. When you look at something that you built and it's $20,000, it's like, wow, you know?
Mm.
Something we say all the time, a couple of my buddies out here is, when you come from nothing, you're not scared to spend the whole bag. If it's gonna further like your creativeness or your pleasure or financially, if it's gonna further anything down the road, fucking do it.
Mm.
Just do it. And it caused an entire life change for me. I don't go out to the bars and shit. I mean, I get out to shows and stuff, but you never catch me out drinking.
Mm.
Really, even on the weekends. Like I just at a certain point, the party is too much of like a financial liability.
Right.
And I used to fucking party hard. You know,
Yep.
so you had to kind of step away. I got pulled over, cocked a few years ago, and just saw like everything flash in front of me.
Mm.
And like the sergeant knew who I was. So instead of giving me a DUI, he called another cop to give me and my brother a ride home
Oh,
and
Thank
fucking
God, right?
towed my truck. And the other cop was like, I don't know what the fuck you did with the sergeant. I could smell the alcohol in you too from here. He was fucking pissed, you know?
Mm.
Would you suck
Um,
off the sergeant?
dude, right. He was fucking pissed, dude.
What did you do to
Yeah.
that sergeant?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Oh, totally. You know?
Yeah.
But that's the stuff you do to play though. Like we are. You're
Yeah.
building a bike all winter. You're in there. You're fucking saving pennies for that goddamn headlight that looks so cool online.
Dude,
Hmm.
I gotta
You
say too,
know?
like with the drinking thing, nothing will fucking ruin not only will you get nothing done as you're drinking in the garage, but like you're not going to get anything done on Saturday when you wake up from Friday with a fucking hangover. I stopped drinking for a little bit here, and I've never been so productive in my life, dude.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, oh, for sure. My body just decided it didn't like it anymore. I used to drink
Same.
a bottle of whiskey a night, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Once you
I
get
my
into your
issue.
once you get into your 30s, your liver's like, all right, buddy, let's,
Yeah.
let's calm down, okay?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
party's
yeah,
over. Party was
yeah.
over a decade ago.
For
Right,
real.
right. But you made it this far, you
Yeah,
know? But you made it this far.
You weren't supposed to, but you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, 100%,
Yeah.
Yeah. But the bikes do that. For us, it's the same thing. I mean, we're all basically drug addicts still.
Yeah.
You see a bike's line in your head, you know. I bet you before you went and bought that generator shovel with the purple frame, you had a fucking tank in mind. You had a fucking rear wheel. You're on your way, and all of a sudden, you're just building a motorcycle in your head.
yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, once you get that plan, well, the fun part too is like it's part imagination, right? So what you can think up, but it's also very pragmatic where it's like you have to get the wheel that you want. You have to get the front end that you want, and all that stuff costs money and there's wheeling and dealing. It's like a long game of chess, you
It
know?
is. It is
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I love letting the parts piles build. And
Yeah.
you do so many that like you just know what you need. So you got a list in your head going, and that's kind of how I've been working it for 2 years now. I'll have a bike like done and for sale, and I'll be investing $200 or $100 each week that I can, grabbing something I know I need for the next build.
Mm.
I'll say I don't know what fender I want, but I know what fucking fender mounts I need. You know what I mean? So like, there's things that you can do to put yourself in an avenue to get a bike together
Sure.
because
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah. I love
Especially
having those parts that you don't have to order, like I love now I have like 6 sets of wheel bearings that from other builds that I didn't end up using, and now I'm like, "Oh, this fits this. I don't have to fucking go online and order it and wait 2 days. It's right
Right.
here, right now."
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, if you guys saw my basement of my house, it's fucking ludicrous. I mean, I had a loft in my old shop that was just stuffed with parts. I mean, I have
Mm.
handlebars I took off that first iron head 12 years ago.
No kidding.
Shit.
But yeah. Oh, dude, I had my basement. That was a whole month and a half before I even moved my shop. I painted my basement and bought like 16 shelving units,
Mm.
and I had to move my entire loft of parts. It took like 7 enclosed trailer full.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
worst.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, it was insane. And
God.
I would just move it the last few hours of work at the end of the day. I would fill it, and then call 4 or 5 friends on a Saturday morning, you know?
Mm.
And it's crazy. We don't have it unloaded in 40 minutes, and it took me fucking,
Wow.
forever to
Yeah.
get it loaded. But now it's all here, like you said. I live off of my parts downstairs and here in the shop that I've saved, and sometimes I look at them and I'm like, I fucking just want to throw all this out. I'm never gonna use this dovetail fender. Why do I have this fucking dove? Why do I have 8 dovetail fenders? So like sometimes you just want to get rid of all of it, but I mean, truthfully, I give a lot of it away. I got
Mm.
friends. Oh, what? You're gonna use that fender? Fucking take it, please.
Right.
I got more blinkers that I took off of '90s Dynas than you ever want to see in your life.
Oh, they're
You
so
know,
ugly.
they're so ugly. I have 2 crates full. Like, can't put any more in the crate.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just 10, 12 years of saving it all. Use that for something. And like us being chopper dudes, you see a bent handlebar, you're like, well, I could cut the end of the bar off, and now I have a bar for fucking dog bone risers.
Yeah.
Like we will use anything out of anything. So like you get stuck in that mentality where it's like save every motherfucking piece,
Mm.
you know, and it's tough to find a home for it all for sure.
You're gonna need it someday though, and it's gonna be 2 days after you throw it the fuck away. That's when you're gonna need it.
Happens all
Every
the time.
fucking time, dude.
Yeah, happens all the time for sure. It does. So I just ripped the motor out of my 49.
Really?
It did. Yep. So it was actually the whole bike's a 49, but the motor was a 51.
Okay.
So again, playing towards the investment side of things down the line, value in assets, right?
Mm.
I've got another frame and roller project going together, and my buddy just came into a 49 motor. Needs to be
Well.
needs to be rebuilt, but he's such a good friend that if I tell him I'll give him what he wants for it, it can sit there until he gets that money. It's doesn't have to be for sale, doesn't have to go anywhere.
Mhm.
So I made the power play move. I ripped the 51 motor out of my bike and I'm gonna build this other bike with it and then hopefully put some money in my pocket and get another motor for my bike.
Hell yeah, man.
So that'll be cool. I definitely
Solid.
want to build this one with some pep. That 49 motor was slow.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the only one I ever built stock, and I
Mhm.
regret it. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. After you had a panhead with high compression in a cam, it fucking rips.
Yeah.
You don't want to get on a stalker.
Right. Yeah, I got the 88-inch stroker. I'm really excited for that.
Ripper. Dude,
Yeah,
ripper. And
dude.
those kick pretty fucking easy.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Those
fucking
kick-
it's like nothing compared to the Evo. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah. Evos are hard kicks.
That fucking thing.
That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you're gonna have a new bike build after the end of the season?
Yeah. I prospectively be done by like end of January or so.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we turn them out pretty quick.
That's
Like I
very
said,
quick.
you do a ton of them. You get in your ways of how you like to do things,
Yeah.
and when you do 100 miles an hour on a lot of them, and you know it works, I fucking stick with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just get them together, and this one's cool. The tank has a picture of Mia Wallace on it from Pulp
Okay.
Fiction.
Yep.
There's that scene where she's at Jojo Rabbit's and she just fucking dusted a line in the bathroom and she looks in the mirror. I got
Oh, yeah.
I got that picture of it painted right on the top.
Sick.
That's sick.
Never
Hell
done
yeah.
cocaine in my life, but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah, dude.
we're stoked for that one. And it's the
That's awesome.
motor that I rode all season, so I know it's gonna fire and be fucking great.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you put that thing through its paces at Bike Week, huh?
Oh, I blew the fucking sprocket off the drum doing a burnout.
Fucking
And Bike
crazy,
Week.
dude.
Yeah. And then my buddy that I was staying with up there, he's a local. So by the next morning, he had a welder lined up,
Mm.
and I fucking welded the sprocket and kept going.
That's
Good
sick.
You
shit.
know? Yeah, I got to put the center stand to use. I
Oh,
put the
yeah.
bike in my truck, put it on the center stand, and fucking welded the thing up, dude.
That's cool.
I
I
got
love
to
a
race
center
it.
stand, man. Those are
I
so
know.
fucking helpful, dude.
Yeah.
Every bike should have one.
So cool. So fucking cool. I'll tell you what, though. I don't know how one person can get a bike on a rigid Harley center stand, and it's not fucking easy.
Mm.
It's not, you know.
No,
But
none of them
I
are
even
easy.
raced
I can't
that
even do
thing
it
this
on a
year.
CB 650.
Oh yeah,
They're
they
tough.
have
It's
one of
weird
those
because
here.
when you're sitting on, like, I don't know the correct way to do it. Like, are you supposed to be on the side of it and you dig your fucking foot? Like on cement, it's impossible. Like in the grass where you get some traction or something, dig it into the ground.
Yep.
But if you're
Oh
in the
yeah.
garage, what the fuck are you doing? The thing just slides.
Right. Yeah, to get it to hold it there when you fucking push it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm actually ashing in a KB piston right now. Came out of one of my fucking stunt riders' bikes. This dude, he went through like 350 plus tires on this motor.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in 3 seasons.
Damn.
Now, those are majority takeoff tires,
Yeah,
but
but still.
but like they hit the rev limiter enough on those takeoff tires that like they ever got.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's some hard fucking use right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
good
insane.
argument to invest in a tire changer at your house.
Yeah,
Or
no shit, right? Oh, they do. They all have them.
yeah, you ain't doing
They
that
all
with
have them.
spoons.
They all do. The
Yep.
stunt team's got a lot of talented kids too. Which is something that I've talked about with New England before a lot. New England has a lot of very, very fucking talented people. I don't know if it's well, it's probably a little bit of everything, but we've got the off season. A lot of us work really hard, so there's a little bit extra money to put towards things like that.
Mhm.
Something about New England though, people, they're doing it in their own sheds, their garage, wherever, and they're turning out some of the raddest fucking bikes. I mean, you go to like Cali is a little bit different story. There's 10 times the money and finish work and people to help motor building and frame welding and stuff.
Yeah.
But everyone in New England seems to get it done together, like with the community that's around and
Fuck yeah.
support each other. And everyone builds like really, really fucking phenomenal bikes.
Yeah, man.
When I living in Florida, we rode every day. On your way home from work, you passed the bar and saw your friends' bikes lined up outside. That's just every fucking day.
Mm.
And the bikes down there get built and ridden, and they just kind of stay how they are. They get maintained as much as they need to, but
Mhm.
that's their bike. Call it the noble steed. But
Yeah.
that just is what it is. And New England, people are constantly building and constantly doing more and more, and it's super fucking cool to see.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. East
I
Coast
mean,
on top.
how about your guys' entries for this show coming up? Is that
Crazy, man.
is
Hold
that
on,
a
man.
little fucking mind blowing?
Yeah, these guys are really fucking turning on some of these dudes are turning on the turbo boosters right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, this
It's
is
really
about the time,
impressive.
right?
Yeah.
This is about the time they will coming in. Once the holidays are over too, and people get
Well,
a
we got
little
another
easier
cut coming up
schedule.
at the end of this month on January
Yeah.
1st, 2026. We're going to be
Few
Yep.
weeks.
cutting it in half. So,
Oh yeah.
in half,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. No
Yeah.
shit, huh? That's
Yeah,
got to be a tough thing in itself.
and then we're cutting it in half again in April Fool's Day. That'll be the
Yep.
last cut. But
Yeah, that's a tough thing in itself.
yeah,
You know.
I'm super impressed with like a lot of the dudes in there. Guys and gals, it's cool to see cuz they're not fucking professional bike builders, Like no
Mhm.
one in there owns a shop and has been doing this for years. Like a lot of these guys are doing it for the first time,
Yeah.
but just really talented and really driven, and I love this keeping my stoke high, getting to
Well,
see them talk and see what they're coming up with.
I mean, the things that this show is doing for the community and people like that it's going to reap benefits for them for years past whatever goes on this year.
Mm.
That picked or not, all of a sudden these people are going to see that with a fucking cutting wheel in their hand, they can do almost all of it. I
Exactly.
have a friend that can drop by and tack weld this fucking thing if I cut it and shape it. You know, you just fucking go for it.
Yeah,
y- You
for
know,
sure. And
so
hopefully at the end of it, there's 150 brand new choppers that didn't exist and wouldn't have existed if not for that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
dude, yeah,
That's our
no
mission is
shit.
to convert every single motorcycle in the world into a chopper.
I'll abide by that.
hell yeah.
I'll
Eventually,
fucking
you can
I'm
have your
here.
resto mods and whatever, but eventually we're gonna get you. You're gonna
Yeah,
die
yeah, yeah,
eventually, and my fucking
yeah.
kid's gonna scoop up your knucklehead
Right.
for $2,500.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
no shit, right? Yeah, at some
Uh,
point something's gonna give. That bubble will pop.
Yeah,
yeah.
You
they'll all be chopped eventually, right?
I'll be in. Yeah, I've got this funny thing I say once in a while. It's like one day Japan's gonna be invading us. It's my worst nightmare, right? They're invading us on our fucking choppers.
Oh yeah, dude.
Right? Because they have all of our bikes, right? They have all
Yeah,
of our bikes, and when they come for us, they're gonna be fucking riding them.
dude.
You know? I mean,
Right.
I sold a shovelhead to Japan this week, like, you know what I mean? There's nothing negative to be said about it, total, you know what I mean?
They buy
But
them.
They're
Money's
buying
money.
them, and they're buying them for
yeah.
good prices.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
100%, you know? 100%. So, I mean, honestly, it's keeping a lot of it afloat,
Mm.
you know? It really is. Able to dive into another project or do whatever else you want, you know?
Well, if Japan doesn't invade us, then we just invade them and take all our choppers back, get all those shovel heads back.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, they'll all be jockey shifted. They have cool. They make good bikes. They make
The
nice bikes.
coolest. Yeah.
Oh, their style is fucking unmatched.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
100%.
I had someone from Japan sent me a picture of one of my old panheads that's over there now, and it looks so much fucking radder. like, like, like it was one of my favorite bikes, and it was fucking sick. Way cooler now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
That's
They got
awesome.
that Harley import money, dude. They can. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, but
Mm.
Who knows? Who
Who
knows?
cares?
But it's rad that they're fucking soaking it all up. You know, just as much as people around here. You know, I mean, the scene itself. You know, when I packed up my truck and moved south to fucking work on motorcycles for a living, you know, Sons of Anarchy was still on television.
Mm.
You know, this was the chopper scene wasn't even you couldn't shake a stick at it to what it is now. You know, I think Born Free was only maybe a couple of years in. Born Free 2 and 3. So it has just evolved immensely, you know, over the years. But honestly, motorcycling as a whole.
Yeah,
I mean, the amount of motherfuckers that ride motorcycles is insane.
for sure.
It is. Somehow, you know, I only landed in Tiverton, Westport, because I took that job with Chop Ahead, and Tiverton was halfway between where I grew up and where Chop Ahead was.
Ah,
You know, so I landed here just randomly. I needed somewhere to rent, and the amount of motorcycles in this area is insane.
that's awesome.
It's insane. I mean, the dealership is 2 miles away from my shop on the same road, and there's just every type of rider you can imagine. Baggers, you know, Dynas that are 100% stock, ridden by a
Mm.
60-year-old still all the time. You
Wow.
yeah,
know, yeah. So I'm often very grateful that in a crazy fucking world, we're all alive in a time period where we can do this.
Fuck yeah.
You know, we get to ride motorcycles. You know, we get to fucking because who knows what's in the future.
Yeah, man. For
You
real.
know,
Absolutely.
yeah, who knows? I know the bottom can drop out of my shop at any point, and like I am fucking so amped on the things I've been able to do that you know I say all the time I could die tomorrow. I've already done shit I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do. You know, so I
Hell
think if
yeah.
we just remain grateful for you know to fucking what we've got and what we're able to do, it just leaves room for more. You know.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It really is like I don't know. I feel like there is a bit of a renaissance for like our age group. Like 30s to 40s dudes taking these old motorcycles and making them fucking like you go to a show and see what a dude does with a panhead. You know what I mean? Like they give it the fucking the Ritz Carlton service. Like the best paint, the best parts. Like they make these things beautiful again. And
Yeah.
Hmm.
it wasn't like that, dude. Like growing up, I never saw a fucking I didn't have TV, so I missed the whole like big wheel bagger craze too. But like once I got
Yep.
into
Yep.
choppers, you fall hard into them, dude. And it's like the people that are
Oh, yeah.
doing it, they do it. The people that do it for the right reasons and they stay in it. That since I've been in, because I wasn't born into this shit. I found this. Uh, it's like they're always building, they're always in the shows, like it's the same guys, and then yeah, new people are coming up, which is awesome, but it's just awesome to see that like there's a core group of dudes that are keeping this, and it's like ride or die shit. Like we're gonna be doing
Oh, yeah.
this the next 10 years or 20 years, you know?
Well, yeah. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, it's like what would you do to keep your soul happy? Like if there wasn't
Yeah.
somewhere to post about it or someone to keep up with, like what, what would you do if nothing else? Or if you had $1 million in your bank account, what would you do to occupy your time? And for a lot of us, we're very like hands-on type people. It'd be out there fucking making something.
Dude, if I won the
Definitely.
lottery, like a ridiculous amount of money, like $1 billion, one of the first things I would do is buy motorcycle shit. Like I'd buy a
Yeah,
knucklehead. I buy like,
yeah,
no
yeah,
I wouldn't
Tooling.
go anywhere. I wouldn't go on vacation. I would just sit on my pile of money like Scrooge McDuck and buy fucking old motorcycles I could never afford.
yeah, yeah, or tools to do them with and shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd buy some nice tools.
I'd have
Sorry,
a
Harbor
state of the
Freight.
art. I'd have a state of the art shop, and
Oh,
I would
yeah.
just build silly bikes all day, every
Yeah,
day.
with those
Oh, yeah.
hexagon lights overhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I
The
might
the
get some as
TikTok
a joke.
the TikTok lights.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
anybody that has like a channel where that's what they work on, like their motorcycle, like their
yeah,
bagger or whatever, they have
yeah.
those up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
So I
I've
might get
noticed?
some.
Every time I see those lights, I never see lifts.
Mm.
They got the center stand.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. But whatever, you can
Shit.
work on it with those too. I mean, I got the fucking Bridgeport behind me in Lathe. It's like, dude, I've wanted these machines my entire life.
Mm.
And I'm not even I can use them, but I'm not even fortunate enough yet, to be able to afford the time to really teach myself on them.
Yeah.
But like you said, long term, well, even with the bikes, it's like get your hands on them, make the room for it. One day I'll be able to afford a week
Mm-hmm.
of class. You know, that's like one of my biggest qualms with like the raffle world nowadays. Um, while it definitely keeps a lot of the community afloat and the people that are building bikes, I feel like there's a lot lost in like the dedication and sacrifice to what it takes to like ride a chopper.
Mm-hmm.
To own and ride a chopper, like you got to know what goes in that carburetor to keep that bike on the road.
Right.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, it's just like gambling, I guess. It's like I know a dude that has wanted a generator shovel for years and years, and almost complained about wanting one so bad, and other people buy bikes, and he's spent $1,500 on raffles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like buy a fucking book and an SNS for $300, and you're gonna be that much closer to a bike.
Right.
Right.
So I just hate to see it fall on like the easy route of maybe winning one.
Yeah.
Not to mention everything else that comes along with it, like who raffled it.
Right.
And which bike. I'm sure everyone that raffles bikes off, not everyone is as fucking dialed as the last.
Right.
Yeah, I've known a
So
few guys to get a bike, and then they win a bike, and then a week later they're calling the guy because it doesn't work. you know.
well,
Yeah.
and that way more often than you would imagine. But yeah, and at that point, it's like, well, cool. I got into this really sick bike for $100. But some people don't have the $1,500 it needs to go down the road.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they just sell it, or it just sits there, and then it almost kills the pleasure. It kills the drive on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I waited this time. I did this. I got this fucking shovel head over here, but it just sits there and leaks oil in my garage.
Right.
You
I'm
know?
too scared to kick it over because it kicked back once, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
So
But
yeah, and then it just sits.
Yeah.
but if you invested, $5,000 over the last year of your life, and every free fucking minute you have, like Dan, you've got kids, right? And,
Mm.
and a wife at home, it's like peeling time away for just that is so difficult in itself.
Mm-hmm.
if you did that for 6 months and invested all this money, you better believe you're gonna fucking kick that shovel head until it starts.
Right.
I don't
You
care
know
if
what
I
I
lose
mean?
a femur. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
Literally will kill me before I'm gonna ride this fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So, but there's a medium ground for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
That's a good
You
point
know?
because there's guys that they make their nut. That's how they're able to do cool shit, like
Yeah.
keep
Oh,
their channel
absolutely.
open. But then
Yep.
there's yeah, like with anything, there's like guys that they have a raffle, they sell way too many tickets. They're selling a fucking, they're raffling off an iron head for fucking 10 grand. And it's like, that shit didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I get it. You could win
Yeah.
it for 100, but you don't have to sell it for 60 grand,
Totally. Yeah. Totally. Well, and put a fucking ignition coil on it that you just purchased from Drag Specialties, not one that says dash 90 on the back of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
an
the other thing
ignition
is
coil.
just like earning the right to fucking do it is, I think, the most important thing. Like if I'm looking at your bike at a show, I want to ask you about your bike and I want to look at the things that you did and shit. Like that's the whole fun of it. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask
is.
you about your bike and you're like, yeah, I don't know what kind of tire that is. Yeah, I don't know how many teeth are on that sprocket. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me about the intricacies you learned and fucking ran into doing that.
so what's the
Right.
point,
You know?
really? I mean, that's I
Yeah.
guess you might miss the point. And I get it. You can ride around on a chopper and that's cool shit. And maybe I'll win one in a raffle. That might be
Yep.
cool. I don't spend the
Yeah.
money on
Right.
that though because it's like $100 for a raffle. Though I'm like, everything that you buy for your bike is going to be $100 at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. Well, and
I'd rather
again,
spend
like
it
I
on
said,
that.
kind of, coming from not much, I would, if I was to spend $100, there's zero chance I'm spending it with the chance that I won't get it back.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know what
You
I
either
mean?
have a 1 in 100 chance of winning a motorcycle, or you have a 100% chance of getting a motorcycle part. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get the
Right.
part.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
I
Oh,
need.
yeah.
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 That or you got food at the end of the week.
Right.
Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing too. Running a business, I've never I've never made less money, but I've never had more like pocket cash. Like
Mm.
on any given day, like I could have $1,500 in my pocket. Now that 1,500 I could blow on things that I need to spend it on right now,
Mm-hmm.
or I could sit on it for a week and you spring a fucking water leak in your house and
Mm-hmm.
I got to spend $1,000 to fix it. Since I have a business, I'm going to have that $1,000 in my pocket. I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily have $1,000 to fix a water leak, but I'm going to figure it out after. So having it's like a really weird, just the tip. You know,
Mm.
you're
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
like you have it, so like you're semi secure, but you're gonna have to double down if something happens.
Right.
After the fact. So learn how to juggle that is interesting. In the winters too, for sure.
Mm.
I'll have one day I pay all the bills and I got $300 like to my name.
Mm.
Like I don't like I again I have no savings. I have no like back support. It's all kind of knowing what jobs are in process and coming and figuring it out. But I'll literally have $300 to my name one day, and three days go by and I finish a project, and then someone comes and picks up a bike, and all of a sudden I got 4 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And it's like, holy fucking shit. Like how that's like it's complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Like
Yeah.
when you're paycheck to paycheck, holding 4 to 5 grand makes you feel like you're fucking loaded.
Yeah.
Like you're set. I got four
Right.
or 5 grand and a paycheck in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's having fucking, a pretty good foundation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I
it just
literally
don't
have
fucking work
five
like that.
cents in my checking account right now, and I don't get paid till the 15th.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's a
dude,
long
right? And
stretch
that's
for
how
it.
we
A
fucking
nickel
learn.
ain't gonna get me there, but
Mm.
Yeah, dude, that is, yeah. I mean, I remember a funny story. I was living in my shop uh 3 years ago. I had a house with my ex-girlfriend, and I wanted to remove myself from the relationship, and the easiest move was just to move into my shop. So I was living there for 2 or 3 months, and it was the end of a season, and I just sold a bike, so I was sitting on, like, 15 grand, 18 grand, something like that, and I really wanted with everything in me to find a property. I wanted to maybe have this money to put down and maybe sell the bike and be able to, like, invest in my next step for the future. I didn't wanna, like, just rent another fucking apartment and just be paying rent on both sides. So the way I found this property, I actually came here to rent it. It was up for rent. It wasn't even for sale.
Mm.
And, she had mentioned, "Oh, I was trying to sell the place for a couple of years and deals fell through, this and that." And I was like, "Oh, well, would you be interested in a rent to own? Do you know how that works?" And she said, "Actually, I work from, in mortgage for a living. So I'm pretty familiar with that." So we spent the next, 3 weeks on the phone at night, uh, deliberating, figuring out, how much I could afford a month, how
Mm.
long of a mortgage she'll write, all the logistics. I basically said, "I'll cover the tax on the property. I'll cover everything. Take all your responsibilities off your hands."
Mhm.
So here I am living in a warehouse, and I'm back and forth with Joanne about buying this property, and it's over $500,000. Not much, but it's a fucking lot. And I pulled up my bank account at one point, and I had like negative $14 in my bank account. And it
Mm.
was just like, this is fucking wild. I mean, I had everything, it was cash. I like fucking keeping my shit on me.
Yeah.
But I literally had like negative money in my account, and I'm talking to this
Mm.
lady about buying a fucking property from her.
$500,000
Yeah.
property.
And I'm like, this is fucking insane, you
Ugh.
know?
So
But
fucking weird.
oh, it is. It
Well,
is.
you're doing it and you're fucking killing it, man. We love
Thank
to
you,
have you
bro.
around. Love to see your fucking builds. You're easily
Appreciate
one of
it.
my favorite builders around here. So
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
fuck
You
yeah.
know?
Well, we see you in July at the show.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. It's like a weird double-edged sword, right? I hope that I have this new panhead to show off, but at the same time, I hope it sells like,
Right.
6 months before the show. I hope I can build another bike to bring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That
I
that
hope
would
you
be,
sell the panhead to somebody who brings it to the show and then you bring a bike.
dude. That would be so cool.
Boom.
You guys remember the maroon panhead I did a few years ago?
Saw it at Party at the Pen.
Yeah, so that kid, Thane, he
Mhm.
rides the shit out of that bike,
Good.
and I've gotten to see it at 3 or 4 shows since then, and I'll say that's one of, like, the coolest things, thus far,
That's awesome, man.
because a lot of times the custom bikes go pretty far,
Mm.
whether it's Japan. I sold the green bike last year to Oregon.
Mm.
There's one in Cali. So to see something that we all know how much time and thought we put into these bikes,
Yeah.
to see one get passed on and then see it out and enjoyed and loved is like, is fucking everything.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, that's right in hand with all my customers, honestly. It's like no one wants to go get their car fixed.
Mm.
Right? Their car breaks, they're fucking pissed. The bill is more money than they plan to spend because no one ever plans.
Right.
When people bring their bikes in to get worked on, they'll fucking save money for 6 months to do it.
Mhm.
Right.
Everyone that leaves here is always so fucking stoked. It
Yeah.
does a lot for like day to day, mental as far as the business.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's keeping people fucking amped.
Yeah, man, for sure. These are realistically, when you look at it, these are people's toys. You know what I mean? People do use them for transportation every day, but
Yep.
you don't need a bike.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
So we're at an hour and a half here, Burke. How do people get in touch with you if they got a motorcycle they need worked on this winter? What's the best way to get in touch?
Well, I'm most active as far as social media on Instagram. All my information is in my profile on Instagram. My phone number is there too. I'm very much like personable, and I answer calls daily, all the time. So really, you can hit my phone number whenever. I've been a platinum drag specialties dealer for 4 years now. We got V Twin and stuff. So I mean, I have tons and tons of customers. I just send them parts or point them in the right direction. So we're here for anything. If it's assistance or a part, or you want us to work on the bike, I'm open to all of it. And try to stay true to quotes and timelines and all that shit. I'm not shy at all to tell you if it's not going to happen this month. you know. But yeah, hit the Instagram line or hit my phone number whenever.
Yeah.
A lot of
All right.
times the phone.
We'll definitely be tagging you in the post. It'll be in the show notes, guys. If you're in, I guess the greater New England area, Burke's the place for you.
Yeah,
Damn
man.
right.
Yeah, hell
Dude,
yeah.
thanks a lot for coming on, man. I can't believe me and Dan have been talking about having you on for fucking
Ever.
years now.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad
Awesome.
we finally were able to connect. And
Yeah,
congrats
man.
on the
Super
new
fun.
shop, dude. That's super exciting stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
all right, we're gonna shut her down, Junior. Please stick around. We'll talk a little bit after the show, but all you lowlifes, till next week, get in the garage, build a fucking
Yeah.
chopper,
Yeah.
get in trouble, have fun, never stop chopping.
Wear safety glasses.
Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick and mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay strong, Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, and the hotter than hellfire lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Co. Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today. Beck Built Fab. Dustin is the plug for XS chopper parts. That's why we call him the Metric Man. Drum disc brakes, mid controls, hand shifters, foot clutch, modded worm gears, intakes, and more. He can do any fabrication job, weld repair, upholstery, or even maintenance. Check him out at beckbuiltfab.com.